Continuing with Yirmiyahu Parachaf Hey. Pasuk Tetvav, Kiko Amar Hashem Elokei Yisrael. Yirmiyahu now is quoting a direct nevuah from Hashem. A lie, he told me. Kach et hakos hayayin hachema azot. Take this cup of the wine of fury, miyadi, from my hands. V'yishkita oto et kol hagoyim asher anochi sholeach otcha alehem. And you will cause to drink it, this cup of wine of fury, all the nations, not just Yehuda, but all the nations around that I am sending you to. And we're going to see the symbolism of this in a moment. What is the symbolism of drinking the wine of fury in the context of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadrezzar? Vishatu, and they should drink Vitgoshu, and they'll then reel back and forth, Vitolalu, and they will be like drunken, from the sword, Asher Anochi Sholeach Beinotam, that I am sending before you. So this wine of fury is representative, symbolic of the sword of Nebuchadnezzar's army, that's going to come and conquer all of these nations, not just Yehuda, but all the nations around. And I took the cup from the hand of Hashem, et kol hagoyim, asher shalachani Hashem aleim, and I called to drink all the nations that Hashem has sent me to. And now we're going to list off the nations. We're going to look at them in the map in a moment. Et Yerushalayim, Vet Arah, Vet Malacha, Vet Arah. First is Yerushalayim, Vet Yerushalayim, Vet Arah Yehuda, and the cities of Yehuda, and its king and its officers. So first to follow is going to be Judea, and the Melech, the king, and the officers. Latet Otam Lecharva, that will be taken by the sword, L'Shama, L'Sreika, L'Klala. We had these words before: desolation, complete devastation, and cursing, Kayom Hazel, like this time. So, first Yirmiyahu is saying that Yakim, your kingdom, and all your officers will be destroyed. And likewise, at Paro Melech Mitzrayim, Vet Avadah, Vet Saram, Paro is going to be destroyed, Vet Kolabo, and his people as well. Vet Kola Arab, and likewise the Arab, the Arabian Peninsula, which, as we know, is by Israel. Vet Kol Malchei Eret Ut. This is also somewhere in Arabia. The kings of the land of Uz, which we see from the book of Eov. Vet Kol Malchei Eret Pelishtim, and the Pelishtim there on the coast of Israel. Vet Ashkelon. This is one of the Philistine cities. Vet Aza. Vet Ekron. Vet Sherit Ashdod. Aza, which is Gaza, Ekron, the leftovers of Ashdod. So all the Philistine cities as well on the coast of Judea are going to be destroyed. At Edom, at Moab, Edom, which is in the south, Moab, which is a little bit in the southeast. Vet Bnei Ammon and Ammon, Vet Malchei Tzor. Now we're getting to the northern coast by Lebanon, the kingdom of Tzor, which is Tyre. Vet Malchei Tzidon, Sidon, Vet Malchei Ai. This is the island, Asher Be'evar Yam, there on the Mediterranean Sea. Vet Dedan, Vet Tema, Vet Butz, Vet Ketute Pei. I'm not sure where these are, but these are other nations that are going to be destroyed, all by Nebuchadnezzar. All the nations must drink from the wine of the fury, because they are going to be destroyed. Vet Kol Malchei Arov, Vet Kol Malchei Erev, Ashoknim B'Midbar, all the Arabian kingdoms in the desert as well. Vet Kol Malchei Zimri, Vet Kol Malchei Elam, these are other kingdoms. Vet Kol Malchei Madai, Madai is all the way by Persia. Vet Kol Malchei Atzafon, all the kingdoms of the north, Akrovim, Arachokim, Ishalochim, whether they be close or they be far. Vet Kol Mamlechot Haaretz, Asher Al Pnei Adamah, all the nations on the earth. Basically, the entire civilized world of that time is going to be conquered by one nation, by one king, by Nebuchadnezzar, so they should drink their wine of fury now. Umelech Sheshach Yishnei Achrem, and the king Sheshach will drink after them. So now, let's go and let's do at least a little bit of analysis of this as we continue. So here's our wine, and I'm going to just look over the psukim. I'm looking now at a Navi, and I'm going to look over the psukim, and we're just going to show you where they're all located, and maybe I'll circle them. It's a good lesson in geography as well. So it starts with, from Pasuk, you can look out in your Navi as well, in Pasuk Yudchet, Et Yerushalayim, Et Arei Yehuda. So the first is going to drink the wine is going to be Yerushalayim, and these are the Arei Yehuda. They're drinking the wine of the Yain, the Kos HaYain HaChema. And after that, It's going to go all the way down to Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim would be all the way down here, a little bit off this map. Paro is going to be next. And after that, at Kol Erev, now we're going to the Arabians. They're going to be over here. At Kol Malch Eret Utz, which is probably somewhere else in Arabia as well. At Kol Malch Eret Plishtim. Now we're going up to the Philistine, the plain of the Philistines. At Ashkelon, there's Ashkelon. At Gaza, there's Gaza. At Ekron, Ekron I think is a little bit more in the middle of the country, over here. At Sherit Ashdod, and the leftover of Ashdod. At Edom, at Moab. So now we have Edom and Moab. And now moving north, on the other side, on the eastern bank of the Jordan River. Moving north, we have Ammon, at Malchetzor. Now we're going to move way north, but we're going to go to the coast, to the western bank of the Jordan River. We go all the way up north, and we get to Malchetzor, which is Tyre. At Malchetzidon, which is Sidon. And then we have the islands, which are over here, like the islands of Crete, islands of Cyprus, probably, really. At Tadav, at Tema, at Put, and Kokatute Peah, Malche Arab. Now we go back to the Arabs, and then we go to some other nations, Malche Elam and Malche Madai, which is probably located way, way, way to the east, all the way past Babylonia in Persia, near Persia. And all these kingdoms are going to be destroyed. So this is the wine of the fury, the Yain Kos Yain Achema, which they should drink. And we see that it's going to start in Yerushalayim, but it's going to spread out to all the nations around them. Continuing. V'amarta aleim, you should say to them, Ko amar Hashem tzvakot Elokei Yisrael. Now he's quoting from Hashem as well. Shetu v'shikru. You should drink and become drunk and vomit. V'niflu and fall. V'lo takumu, and you will not get up. Ibnei acherev, from the sword asher anochi sholeach b'nechem that I'm sending before you. So you have all these images of drunkenness. They drink, they get drunk. They drink so much they vomit. They drink so much they fall to the ground. They can't get up, and they're killed by the Nebuchadnezzar and his army. And if they're going to say, I don't want to drink this cup, it's not a good cup of wine, tell them, this is God's command. Chato tishtu, you should drink. The city which I am calling my name on, namely Yerushalayim, that's where I'm starting the ban. You think that God can't destroy a city? God will start the evil of the conquest of Nebuchadnezzar from Yerushalayim. And you think you're going to be cleared, you other nations are going to get off scot-free? Lo tinaku, you won't get off scot-free either. If Judea is going to be destroyed, all the nations around Judea are going to be destroyed as well. Ki cherev ani korei al kol yoshvei haaretz. I'm making a sword on all the inhabitants of this land. Ne'um Hashem tzavakol. This is the word of Hashem. Va'ata tinavei aleim et kol advar be'ela. And you should give a prophecy to them. Yirmiyahu, as we know, wasn't just a Navi for Bnei Yisrael, for Yehuda, but he was a Navi L'Goyim, as it already said in the first chapter of Yirmiyahu. He's a Navi L'Goyim, so he's going to give prophecy. And what V'amarta aleim will tell them. It should be familiar to you. These are phraseology we've seen elsewhere in Navi. Specifically, I will start this way as well. We're going to see in class. Hashem mimarom yisag. Hashem roars from on high. Ma'on kacho. From his dwelling place of holiness, Yitain Kolo, he brings forth his voice. Ma'on kacho, obviously a reference to the Beit HaMikdash. Sa'og yisag al naveyu. He is roaring about his habitation. He's losing his Beit HaMikdash. Heydad, which is the lashon of hey, kidorachim ya'aneh al kol yoshvei haaretz, like those who are trampling on grapes on all the people on the land. Now we have another reference to wine, trampling on grapes. Kiba sha'od ad ketzeya haaretz, and it's going to end. It's going to come to the end of the earth. Ki riv la Hashem b'goyim. Hashem is fighting a war against the nations. Nishpatu l'kol basar. He is judging all living things, all humans. Harishaim nitanam lecherem nu'Hashem. The wicked are falling for the sword. Ko amar Hashem tzvakot. Thus says Hashem, Hinei ra'ah yotzeit migoy al goy. the evil is going from nation to nation. So we see under Nebuchadnezzar is conquering nation after nation. The Sa'ar Gadol, a great storm. Ye'or, B'Yarketei Aretz, is going up from the corners of the land. Vayu Chalalei Hashem B'Yomahu B'Ksei Aretz B'Ksei Aretz. And they're going to see that those are going to fall on that day from one corner of the earth to the end. Lo Yisaptu, what's going to happen to them? They're going to have such a bad death that no one's going to be there to mourn them. Lo Yesvu, Lo Yikaberu, no one's going to gather them up, no one's going to bury them. The Domaim Al Pnei Adama Yiyu, they're just going to be silent on the field, carcasses on the field to rot. Helilu haroim v'za'aku. Those who see it will cry out like a sad song. They'll scream. Vitpalashu adirei atzon. And the mountains of the sheep are going to fall faint. Kimalu yemechem litvoach, because the days have come to slaughter. Utzvototichem unufaltem kechli chemda, and they're going to be, the scatterings are going to fall like precious kalim, like precious vessels. So they're going to break. Va'avod manos min haroim, and the roim are not going to be able to even run away. Upleita me'adir etzon, and those who watch the sheep aren't even going to have a place to find a refuge. Kol sa'akat haroim, there's going to be a voice of the shepherd. V'ilat adir etzon, there's going to be sad songs for the people watching the sheep. Kishodeid Hashem et maritam, Hashem is destroying their roim, the people who watch the shepherds, which obviously could be symbolic of the king. V'nadamu da'ota shalom, and everything, all the lands of peace will be silent. B'nei charonaf Hashem, from the anger of Hashem. Azam k'fir suko, it's like a lion leaving his dwelling. Ki aitar atzam l'shama, the land will become desolate. B'nei charon ha'yonah, because of the anger of the Yonah. Here, Yonah might come from the word yayin. So we see the anger of the wine of anger of Bnei Charon Apo, because of God's anger as well.